Hey everyone, it's Dot Lung. I just got off the Resilient Minds podcast with Eric Bounds. We talked all about the Dragons formula and how you can leverage this for your business growth and success. Super excited to see you guys on the inside.
Amazing, and welcome everybody to the Resilient Minds podcast. I'm here with an amazing, beautiful entrepreneur who's been traveling the world, and some of you may know her as Dot. Some of you may know her as the mother of social dragons. Welcome. It's good to have you here, Dot.
Super excited to be live with Eric. Let's do this. Thank you so much for having me. And yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, it's coming. It's like 3 days away only, right? Like it's literally like right around the corner. I'm super pumped. So right now you're in LA, I'm in Brazil. And this beautiful presence of the internet has allowed us this gift of being able to connect, share inspiration, and talk about the resilient minds of the mother of social dragons. So for those of you that don't know who Dot is, some of you, again, might know her as the mother of social dragons. She was born in LA, in Los Angeles, but she resides along the Mediterranean coast in between sunny Tel Aviv and Barcelona. But now she's back for hanging out with family in LA, enjoying the time. And she really started off her social media career formally at the Off Festival, where she was in charge of the online community, audience engagement, and they developed their first steps of authentic organic messages, which continue to this day. Before Off, she had been an active social media user since the days of MySpace, where not only her personal profile, but she was actually using it to sell real estate through the platform itself, which was super back then, like, holy shit, yeah, you're doing this. This is amazing, right? So she's worked on Instagram launches and strategies for clients like Facebook, Wix, Motionographer, Digital Design, Days, FITC, Off, Ladies Wine, Design Barcelona, Sonar Plus B, and OCB, to name a few. So today her dream is simple, you guys. Empower young, ambitious creatives, artists, designers to take over the world and create a living through this beautiful process of social media and how you can really live your life by design. Again, super humbled, grateful to have you. It's great to connect with you, Dot. I know you've been going to Mexico. My Wi-Fi wasn't working one day. We finally made it happen. So welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the brilliant introduction. Super stoked to be here. Eric, your tribe is so lucky to have you as their fearless leader. You're awesome. So congratulations on your podcast. It's killing it. So happy to be here and be a part of your community, and whatever I can do to support you, support anyone, please let me know. I'm just here hatching and nursing my baby dragons.
I love it. So, this is the coolest thing is I always talk about resilient minds and how important it's been in my lifestyle, in my ability to go out there and create a life of design. And, we really share this passion of empowering artists, creators, consciousness, and ability to step into their power. And I love that, right? This passion, this purpose. And resiliency was one thing that always had showed up for me, right? It's I don't know how the fuck to get there, but I'm going to figure it out. You know what I mean? And so much of that has come from this thing that I like to call our experiences or our X factor, right? And it contributed to my why, or what I like to call the Y factor. And for me, there was distinctive experiences that allowed me to see, why I want to continue serving and, connecting and being this human that is willing to go against the status quo and live a life by my own design, which I like to call now business nirvana. I like to turn that whole transcendence, right?
I love it. I'm all about that business nirvana too. That needs to be a hashtag.
Exactly, right? So for me, that's been so important, right? It's like that transcendence of like being able to really cultivate that. And there was defining moments in my life, multiples of them. But I really want to know about some sort of beautiful experience that you may have had that was like, holy shit, this is a breakthrough for me. And it's time for me to really step into that, fear, into that uncertainty, into that truth, even though you may not know what that why is going to look like, or you may not know what the outcome is going to be. So you detached yourself from it, but decided that your why was going to be the number one focal point. And here you are today. So, in short,
Wow. Wow.
what have been these defining moments that have allowed you to truly step into your purpose?
There have been a few of these defining moments that I remember, and I love how you say like what were these beautiful moments, but I have to be honest, they were probably the worst points in my life. Like they were probably the parts that you don't tell me when my mom's here just
Hey,
hanging
mom,
out.
what's up?
Yeah, I wouldn't call them beautiful. I would call them terribly low. Um, just give me 1 second. Hey, you guys, I'm on a live Facebook. Can I please have it quiet? So sorry. So sorry. She went to Trader Joe's and she's like, oh, I'm like, oh, my kids are home and everything's crazy. So I wouldn't call really sorry again. I wouldn't call them like the most beautiful moments. I'd call them the truly defining points in my life where I was just so down and so low that I had to make a decision. Like if I was going to, really step into who I wanted to become or continue down a path of uh, depression and anxiety and just horribleness, like things that you feel that in your life when it can't go any lower to your lowest almost breaking point, your rock bottom. And sometimes it takes like to get to your rock bottom to really know what your purpose is or what you really want to achieve. And it really took me really down. Got to go real down in the dumps. And I was like I had to spend like a night living outside of like inside my car, in freaking Highland Park in LA in like a not so nice neighborhood and figure out that, wow, I'm never going to be able to get where I am or get to where I want to go by staying here in this shitty situation that I've put myself in. Obviously, like we do everything to ourselves, right? You make conscious or unconsciously, you're constantly making decisions that are going to affect your current state of mind and your future. And I was just in a really bad state. And mainly I was like, I knew I had like ambitions. I knew I wanted to do things and I was just not there. I was like, it was so hard. At this point I didn't have a job. It was like 2008, Obama just got elected. There's a huge global recession. Lost my corporate job at the point. I didn't want it. I didn't want to work in corporate anyways, but it was like really good paying and anyways, lost my career and who I was really, being able to really find myself again. That took, reaching to a very low point and taking charge and leaving LA. That's when I had to leave LA.
What did that low point kind of feel like? What was that feeling that you were having, and how did that really make you feel? Like being in a car, like living in a car. Yeah.
Hopelessness. It was like I am so screwed. Like it was like, how am I going to get myself out of this? This is not me. I'm so depressed. I'm so sad. I'm so lonely. I'm so embarrassed. I can't tell anybody about like what my situation is. I can't, I mean, I have amazing friends, but I didn't let anyone in at that point. I couldn't let my family know what was going on. Like it was just pretty bad because no one had
Why do you
knew.
think that is? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that there was like that you were worried about telling people, or like why people are maybe worried about telling the others like that they love about these type of circumstance that they might be going through?
It's I think it's a part of it is shame. It's embarrassment and just maybe ego. And I feel like when I was living in LA, like you're in Hollywood and everyone's freaking picture perfect, and everyone has like the perfect bodies and the perfect job, and everything's like perfect on the surface level, and almost having to like live this double life, keeping up with the Joneses, and not being who you truly are. Not that's not who I was anyways, but I was trying to keep up with the status quo, as you mentioned earlier. And so, it took some really hard work to say, fuck that. That's, this is not for me. I'm bouncing. I am like taking
The
control of who,
Joneses.
yeah. I'm taking control of my life and what I truly believe in and what I truly think is important. And I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to, my dream was always to live abroad in Barcelona and have siesta and fiesta as part of my lifestyle. I was like so done with this hustle culture and like trying to get the next best car and the next iPhone. And those things like really didn't matter, right? It was like what truly matters. And changing my like perfect LA life, having all the things, right? Because people are often like, what the hell, you moved from a first world country to, not that, Europe is a second world country, but a lot of the times they're like, why would you ever leave California? It's like where we dream to live. Like everyone dreams to move to Hollywood and, live by the beach in California. And I literally just left that, totally was like adios, and moved my entire life in one day with 2 suitcases to Barcelona, because that's where I knew my dreams were. That's what I believed in. I believed in, having a chill lifestyle and, working
So
to live, not living to work. Right.
and I love this because I think this is something that so much of society we get predisposed. And like you, I had this experience of working in corporate, and I remember just waking up one day and be like, "What the fuck am I doing here? Like, is this the purpose of my life?" And I remember like being like this makes no sense. Like I'm not going to do this for the next 25 years. This is bullshit.
Yep.
And I remember quitting, like just like walking in and going that fucking same morning and say, peace out. Like I'm done. And
Yep.
they were like, what the fuck just happened?
Yep.
Like, this is not for me. I don't see a future. And I just spent 5 years in school. Now, what I want to highlight here is, what do you think? Do you think that there's so many people out there currently that really live this, and even in these tumultuous times, because I still believe that, even during these times, there's people out there that really are existing through their experience of life. And that breakthrough doesn't ever, or that wake up call, whatever you want to call it, really sometimes doesn't happen. Now, for somebody that may be listening right now, or maybe somebody that's curious, or maybe somebody that like has never even heard of like what's like a life by like going out and doing what you're capable of doing. I'm not, what would you tell somebody in a place, like in corporate right now, where they feel so unfulfilled and they're thinking to themselves, like, is this really my life? What would you tell somebody right now that is in that space?
Well, I was literally there, and I love the story you just shared because I had the same exact moment when I was like, driving on the 405 freeway freaking in like 2 hour traffic. I'm like, really? I'm spending like 4 hours of my life sitting to go work for somebody else in like bumper to bumper traffic. By the way, I went to UC Irvine and had, lived in a beige Pleasantville for like the last 4 years. Everything's freaking beige down there and or here. And no offense, like it's like really great for some people. Like honestly,
Yeah,
the people that love corporate, like fucking good for you. Like keep on doing it. But if you have any urge to do your own thing, to like live life on your own terms, it is the most rewarding feeling of your life to break through. Like it's not just about corporate, but like break through like who you really want to be, how you really want to live your life against the status quo, against what society is telling you, because we have to like reprogram ourselves and like think about what is like success for me. What is what does it look like for me, and what is it that I want to do? Not like what we've been programmed through university, through our jobs, to think what success is, what society thinks it is.
yeah.
So that so it's more about like come on to the dark side, baby. Like you've got to play
And
around
I
with
love
it. And
I love that sharing. Like like what does success mean to you? Like that is so important. What a profound question, right? Because I think that so many people think that success is this fucking like outcome, or it needs to be in the corner office, or the $1 million, or
yep.
the Mercedes,
Yeah.
or whatever the
Yep.
fuck it is. But the truth is, it's so different for each person. And we never ask ourselves that question of like, what does that mean to me? You know?
Exactly. What does it mean to you? What does it look like to you? What is happiness to you? When are you the happiest? What are you doing, and who are you with, and what country are you living in? What will you be? What does your perfect day like? What does your perfect day look like? That's what you want to be creating for yourself. That's what you got to be designing and putting yourself in an environment where that's happening. And that literally wasn't happening for me 10 years ago when I started, my journey of entrepreneurship and just, doing what I really wanted to, and then figuring out how to monetize that. How can I make money doing what I loved? And that's what led me here today as the mother of social dragons, because I somehow figured that out. Like it wasn't
I
easy,
love it.
but
So this is beautiful, actually. Beautiful pivot, because this is super important. And I think that so many people are curious, it's like fucking like everything's changing right now, right? Tumultuous times, bullshit COVID, all this like craziness is happening around the planet. And it really doesn't matter where you go anymore. Every place is pretty nutso. Except, the only place where I was over the past year, it was Australia. That was like, you still didn't have to wear masks when you were there. Now, I don't know if it's still like that at this time, but I knew you still like, because they had such great lockdown. So it was one thing that like I loved about being in Australia is like, they
yeah,
went
it's
crazy
so
about the
free,
masks.
freedom.
Yeah. So going back to like, the mother of all dragons, right? Describe the process of, for somebody that is like really curious about wanting to step into their artistry or their creators or their designing. What does it look like for them to start doing it themselves? Because people are always thinking like, holy fuck, it's so hard. It's so difficult.
It is.
It's fucking,
it is. It's not meant to
it's
be
like,
easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
and the thing is like, but they think that they can't, which is I think where the distinguished part is that they need to step into something, even if it's gonna be like blows their mind, right? It's not that it's, and maybe I'm hearing you in a different way. What I'm hearing you say, it's difficult if you implement it the wrong way. If you implement it and are consistent, it's something that is totally possible. Am I right, or am I hallucinating?
I believe everyone has a gift. and it is your duty to share that gift with the world. And it's not an easy path, especially if you don't have confidence. I didn't have very much of it, and it takes a lot of time to develop that. So if the number one mistake looking back, that I knew that I made, was not having the confidence in myself. And so if you can believe in yourself, that's like the first you know the first check mark you need to build, is believing in yourself and believing that you have a gift for the world. And if we all lived our lives, sharing our gifts and sharing what we're truly good at and our passions, what a beautiful world that would be, right? Look at you have a gift in connecting people and hosting and delivering these amazing podcasts, and it's something you're really good at. If we just all did what we're really good at, and we were able to make a living off of things that we're truly passionate about, things that we truly love, I just think there would be so much more happiness in the world. A lot of the things that are going on right now, a lot of people are feeling stuck. It's not this is probably going to be the worst recession since World War I, right? It's not easy. And this is a freaking amazing time to turn your life around. It's moments like these where there's opportunity for you, and you need to believe in yourself and believe that you can do it and take the action steps toward that. Now, I don't have like the whole, whatever it is that you want to do, I don't have like the master plan, but what you need to figure out is have extreme clarity in what your gift is and what it is that you want to create, or what you want to do, what your passion is for the world, and then take the action steps to get there, right? It's not going to happen if you don't take action. And I think that's one of the most important things is, yes, there are going to be, ways that will get you there faster or slower, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you're taking actions toward your dreams and your goals and sharing your gift with the world. And I think if you can do that, you will find so much liberty and freedom in your life that it's a different experience. It's a different mode of living when you're in this zone of creating and designing the world that you want. Right? You're creating your own dream, your own fantasy. So what does that look like to you?
Yeah, it really is beautiful. And when you realize that you can actually create something out of just a thought and make it into the physical space, make it a reality and turn it into what's possible, like it really becomes this fascinating concept of, wow, like allowing us, like I think of the iPhone or a chair or a television screen, or like all of these things that we look around, it was created by somebody in their brain first. And it becomes so legendary to understand. Like, I remember being the person, like, how am I going to create something new and unique and figure it out? Yeah. And the truth is that, and let me know what you think. What I believe is that we all have this ability to see something through our own experiences the way that nobody else would. And we all have a different lens that we're carrying, right? We're carrying these different lenses. And if we perceive things in a different way, we also can explain things in a different way, but it will also relate to people in a different way, in a unique way. And those unique methodologies, mechanism, experiences is what sets us apart from each other, which is the greatest gift of all. And that's what people are attracted to, is those unique perceptions that we've all been able to cultivate through our own experiences.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
So for me, it's like, through the values of, creativity and, being in integrity and really showing up to serve, that is so important when I talk about my business, my podcast, how we market, all this fun stuff. And I really find that those values are what drive my work, that drive my life. So for yourself, what values do you feel drive your mission, drive your why, drive your work, or show up in your work?
Well, the first is fearlessness. I
Mm.
literally have, suffered from anxiety and a lot of fear and no confidence about myself, and I'm still working on that every day, but I've been getting better at it, and that comes from being extremely fearless. And fearlessness doesn't come overnight, but they say to do one thing that scares you every day, and slowly you're going to start building that confidence and become a fearless person. And my personal brand and what I'm trying to, share with the world is to be fearless. Like, go fearlessly into achieving your dreams. Go, no matter how much it scares you, like, lean into that and just do whatever scares you, because that's how you're going to create character. That's how you're going to build your personality, your essence. These are
Mm.
what's going to make who you are. So the first thing is to be fearless, right? This is, I think, one of the values that have really been able to change, from who I was to who I am today. So, and even with I'll tell you, I was like scared shitless to even do interviews like this or be on video. Like, it's not, I was always the person behind the camera. I started more in like the graphic design area where, I never had to show my face and I could always work behind the camera. And then, social media came around and all these young kids are coming up, killing it right now, and I'm like, oh my God, I have
Mm.
to like keep up with like these Gen Zers and, and they are so confident about being who they truly are on video. And that's something that I am practicing, right? Is to be confident enough to show up as who you truly are. And the more that you can actually show up as who you truly are, the more authentic,
Yes.
of a community you're going to build. So that's like the second value is like authenticity. And this is the A in the Dragon's formula, and why I have the 6 elements of the Dragon's formula to create any successful social media communication strategy or brand. And the A in the Dragon is all about authenticity. And this is a really important, value that goes through into everything that I try to put in my work and the work that I do for my clients, is to stay as authentic as possible. And remember, that's why I left LA, because it was just like a, inauthentic environment to be in.
Yeah.
So I'm always fighting for people to be more authentic, be who you really are, and stay true, to you. To
Take us through the process of that Dragon's formula, because it
Yeah,
sounds like it's something that could be really
yeah,
beneficial to anybody that
sure.
might be listening right now.
Sure. So the most important element in the Dragon's formula is the G. So I'll go through the letters. The
Yeah.
D is for dialogue. Okay, so the whole purpose of what you and I were having a dialogue. This is how you bring peace to the world. This is how you build trust. This is visibility. Dialogue. The more dialogue you have, the more engagement, the more views, the more visibility you will have. So literally, dialogue equals trust. So create a dialogue. Position yourself as an expert. You need to know exactly the conversations and exactly the dialogue you'll be having with your audience. The Orange Dragon
Love
is
it.
all about relatability, relating to who your ideal clients are, relating to your public, your ideal target audience. How can you be on their level? How can you
Mm.
understand what their pain points are, what they're struggling with? And relatability, this is also about how we can use storytelling to relate to our audience, and learning how to create stories that relate is one of the most important things of viral content, right? What makes something viral is how relatable and how shareable it is. So that's the R in Dragon, all about relatability, because relatability is correlated to relevancy. So if you want to stay relevant, you got to be relatable. The
Love
A in
it.
Dragon, we talked about authenticity, one of the most important values that we need to stay true to ourselves, stay true to who you really are and lean into that. G is all about giving. This is the backbone of why the formula works, is because, and this is such an important value, and what's helped me get where I am today is always being a giver, coming from a place of mind where you can give with abundance, and being in this abundant state of mind is all about giving. And, Gary Vaynerchuk has his jab, 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 right hook, which is give, 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 and then ask. In the Dragon's formula, it's more about giving, 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 and give all you can, because that's just a principle that we live by. And the more that you can give, this is when you can actually be in a place of receiving. So give everything you got.
My greatest, well, one of my amazing mentors, Tony Robbins, he says, if you can give more than you ever expect to receive, your life is truly fulfilled.
Absolutely.
And
I love that.
I really believe in that. Yeah.
I do too. I do too. I mean, that's how I choose to live every day. If I can give, then that's what I will choose. Yeah. And the O in the Dragon is all about opinion, right? Sharing your opinion. And even if it's good, bad, or ugly, you need to share your beliefs and share your values with the world. And that's sharing your opinion, because this is how, you will actually attract your true fans and the true people that you need to keep around you. Because if you don't share your opinion, you won't repel the people that don't belong, but you also won't really attract the true ones.
Polarity. I love it.
Yeah. And the last element in the Dragon is all about niche and knowing exactly the problem you are solving for the specific person you are solving it for. And this is all about knowing who your tribe is, knowing exactly your ideal client avatar, and serving them. Because if you want to get big and scale globally, you're not going to get there if you don't know your niche first, your true tribe, your what Seth Godin calls this, your smallest viable audience, the SVA. Yep. So you don't need more than 250 people to be liking or engaging with your posts. Like, if you can get, just 50 people, that is enough to have a community. That is a community. So don't think big first, think niche. Know exactly who are the specific 50 people you can really help, and go and help them. And that's the Dragon's formula.
I think that one thing that I'd love to actually ask about, because I think that this is something that could be really transformational to anybody listening, is focusing. Sometimes people think they need to have 100,000 followers or, thousands of followers to really start and building. And I really get fascinated, because really, if you can find 10 people that really can connect with and generate momentum, that will give you enough of an ability to build momentum and get to the next stage in your business, in your life, in your circumstance, in the way that you want to really build the freedom you're looking for. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree. I started with one client, one client. And now I've sold over 60,000 courses. So doesn't happen overnight, but you need to just start with one. People are thinking about, the hundreds, the tens of thousands. And I'm going to tell you, now I'm about to have over 100,000 followers on Instagram. And I love each and every one of them dearly. And I'm so happy and grateful for each one of them. But I started with 0 followers. Right. And it was like making these connections one-to-one. My first follower built a relationship with them. My second follower built a relationship with them. And it's just a one-to-one. You build relationships one-to-one. You don't build relationships one to the millions. If you really want to have a solid foundation, you've got to cultivate that trust, cultivate that relationship, that bond with people one-to-one. That's how
Yeah.
you can, create a strong foundation for yourself. And you're right. You don't need more than, 10 people that truly believe in what you're doing to have a success story. You just have to go out there and do it and build these relationships and find the people that are going to support you and your journey.
I totally agree. And I think you've given us such a beautiful path to success. What would you say is one reason why people fail?
In what aspect? Because I get asked this question mainly for like Instagram, like, oh, like why am I not successful on Instagram?
I think in if they, so for example, you've given us the formula, right?
Yeah.
And what would be one reason why they would fail if they, if they had this formula, they were stepping into it, wanting to execute. Is there a reason or any reason, or maybe what would be one reason why people would fail using this formula? Or is there no way they could fail? Because to me, like for example, for me, I have a methodology that I call the Amara method, and it's beautiful. It's a process. It's a system. It really helps me help people step into how they can build momentum, reach, and retention. And I really identify with, if they are actually struggling to fail, it's because they haven't either executed, or they thought about it too long, or things like this. So for me, it's like, how do you feel like, if anybody, because this formula is brilliant.
Yeah.
Right. And
it's a fail proof methodology. And if you don't succeed with this in life or on Instagram, it's because you didn't take action, right? You didn't take action in specifically all of the elements, because so I actually use this, Dragon's formula. It's a sales funnel, right? It's a sales funnel because the S, you guys, the secret S in the Dragon's formula is all about sales, right? And scaling your sales. And if that's what you're looking for in any business you're in, you need to master the first 6 elements. If you don't master the first 6 elements, you're not going to get the S. You're not going to get, the automatic generation, automatic sales. Okay. Like this formula is so powerful. I've used it on dozens and dozens of businesses and Instagram accounts. And I'm telling you, it is really powerful. These are also, the main ways that you can, you can use this formula in life. It's not just for Instagram. Right. And it's all about taking action. So practicing,
doing the work.
Practicing authenticity, practicing giving in an authentic way, right? A lot of these people online, they're like, oh yeah, like download my freebie, or like they're, giving everything away, but not in the reason why they're not successful is because it's not really coming from like out of wanting to help, or, they're not truly being authentic and honest with themselves first about why they're doing all this and what their purpose is. And it goes very deep, right? It's really, it goes very deep. The authenticity piece is, a lot of people, they come to me like, oh, how come I don't have 100,000 followers yet? Well, do you know why you need 100,000 followers? Like, what's your real purpose here? Because if you know what, your goals are, has nothing to do with like Instagram and how many followers you have, right? No, you can do your gift and you can do your work without having those followers. So just taking a deeper look into, what truly your goals are, and what the best path to success is for what you want, may or may not have to do with social media or Instagram, right?
I love it. So, I think that there's so much ways that we can step into like building resilience in business and ourselves and, our relationships, whatever the case may be. And I love this formula because it really is applicable to all of the above. It really is unique and it's brilliant. So thank you for sharing this. I think that that's something that, might be like tons of value. Now, my question is if anybody on here, wants to find out more information about the formula, about you, about what you do, how you can serve, what's the best way to connect with you, or do you have any like free, guides or anything that you want to share? Anything, please feel free to share.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can actually find more about me at my website, lung.com. I have two courses out right now. One is on Instagram strategy for business growth. And this is all about how the Dragons formula can be leveraged to grow your business. And that course is hosted on Domestika. I think right now it's on sale for like $10, something crazy, crazy cheap like that.
Amazing.
And I have a course coming out early next year, 2021, probably Q1, all about personal branding. So it's really taking the formula and then building a personal brand around who you are and what you love and how you can build a business simply with personal brands.
I love it.
So,
And
yeah.
do you have those links? Do you want to just share,
Yeah.
like save them out, and I'll have them thrown in the show notes?
Yeah, you can go to bit.ly/capital.dragon. So capital DOT and then dragon, capital DRAGON. But the easiest way, you guys, is just to find me on Instagram. On Instagram,
Beautiful.
I'm at .lung, at DOTLUNG, and click the link in my bio. So
Easy.
yeah, look forward to hearing from all of you. I answer all of my DMs personally, so feel free to reach out. And yeah, looking forward to connect with all of your amazing dragons. So
I love it. Amazing. So last question before you go. If you had 3 days left to live, what would you do?
I guess I'd be doing exactly what I'm doing right now, which is spending time with family and people that I love.
Amazing.
And enjoying my time the present time that we have together. And I think COVID has really taught us that, to stay present. And, you can't control anything in the future or in the past. So stay present and enjoy what you have currently.
I love it. Amazing. Thank you, Dot. Honestly, it was a pleasure to connect with you. I look forward to, staying in touch. And is there any last, anything you want to share?
Well, I just want to wish everyone an amazing, happy new year, 2021. I wish you abundance, success, and all the love in the world. So thank you so much for having me, and it's been a pleasure.
Bless your heart. It's been a pleasure. Much love to you. We'll talk soon.